Alright everybody, and welcome back. And today we're going to be going over the Master Grade EX Strike Freedom. You can see though that I've got both the Master Grade, original Master Grade that I built here, and the Master Grade EX. They're starkly different kits. Incredibly different kits. There's a lot to break down here compared to this older kit versus this behemoth of a kit. So many things to go over, and in keeping with a new tradition, I'm going to be doing this as unscripted as possible and real-time impressions. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is not a comparison video, this is me going over this kit, but I wanted to lay out this kit to kind of give you an idea of how different these two really are. It's just phenomenal. Anyway, let's go and get into it. But I want to go over this really quickly. This is what I would say the size of a standard comic book. This is your guidebook to build this kit. It is the size of a standard comic book. And at first, when I first opened the box and looked this over, it was a little daunting, I won't lie. But man, I cannot say enough about how good this is, even inside of here. And so it goes over the steps you take to build this kit, right? All steps, all the runnings you're going to have, and you use almost every single piece in this kit. Just about every single piece. But it goes through the assembly process, all the way through the frame, again through the frame, and finally you end up to the point where you start building the backpack. And then you build the backpack and get that taken care of. And then you do final assembly on the kit with the armor pieces. So you start putting the armor on, and each piece of armor is done one by one. It's not like a typical Master Grade. And when we get to the actual kit here in a second, I'll show you why. And then finally, you can put on the water slide decals. However, I chose not to do that. I went a different direction, use the Delphi water slide decals, and I'll bring the kit out for that. Now, you might not be able to see it very well here, but these are the holographic Delphi water slide decals. They show up really good on black. They don't show up really well on white, but I like them. They add a different level of detail that you typically don't get with those water slide decals that come with these kits out of box. So these are very unique, and they're like $6 on new type, so totally worth the buy. I would highly suggest picking those up. They're phenomenal. Any Delphi or G rework kit or decal kit that I've bought have been phenomenal. And so let's go ahead and look at this whole kit as a whole. So, starting from the top all the way down, we're gonna try this traverse down this way if it can. You can see that these wings in the back are insanely detailed, right? You're able to pull these out a little bit for the fins. See a lot of that gold, and then you're going to be able to separate this black piece to open it up to kind of get a lot of that detail. If we get there and look, there's so much detail here in this kit. And what's nice is all this gold, minus here, and some of the panel lining, all that gold is represented in the kit. It is pieces of the kit, individual pieces of the kit. There is very few pieces in this kit that are not individualized. Most Master Grades have some, or high grades, or real grades, or Master Grades. Yeah, they have what you would call like bigger panels that you kind of fit together. Not here. Each piece of this kit is individualized. There is not one piece that is what you consider two or three that could look, separate. They are each individual pieces. Like, it's easy to tell. This is a piece, that's a piece, that's a piece, this is a piece, and that's a piece. I know I said that a lot, but that is all separate parts to make one part of the skirt here. So anyway, moving on down, you've got this head unit. This thing is there's words cannot describe how amazing this is. You get, without my hand getting in the way, you get a fairly full range of motion. I mean, not so much as you see with like the high grade RX-78GE or some other kits, but you get a lot here. You get a lot of range of motion for this. Tons of range of motion. I was impressed with this, and the detail again. Each piece is separate. You got the armor plating here for the head. Each piece here and the frame is separate for the gold. The V-fins the same way. Everything is an individual separate piece. I know I'm going to probably say that a lot, but it is a truth. And then we have the arms. The arms are phenomenal. These build out so well. And I don't really want to move this too much because I like the pose it's in. And posing this thing, we'll get to that in a moment. But I like the way this pose is. And the arms have a lot of range of motion. Tons of range of motion. And you can, when building this, you can tell that these arms are designed to pose in just about any way you want them to. Well, for demonstration's sake, I'll move it. I just hope that it does pretty well here. So you get a ton of motion here. Lots of motion. You can't do a 360 because of the backpack, unfortunately. Otherwise, it can do it. But it looks so good. So phenomenal here. And you're able to just get a ton of articulation and a ton of posing options with this kit. It is just mind-blowing how well done this kit is. Bandai really outdid themselves here. Absolutely phenomenal. Now if we move into, we'll just move this over. We move into the chest piece here. This is usually where I have the most fun, is building these torso pieces. I don't know what it is about them. I like the way they build up. You know that you're about to start really building the kit when you've got this piece together. That's just at least my opinion and my thought process. But again, every piece is individualized. And I think there's a benefit to this, right? Because it allows it to really have details pop that you would not necessarily get with some other master grades or some real grades. There's a lot more detail here because of this, I believe. I had realized I don't have this light on. Give me a second so we can get some more detail. There you go. So, but tons of detail, right? And you can see these Delphi decals here. These are just absolutely beautiful, beautiful decals. But what is the case here is all this detail. You get these metal pieces right in here that you put together. These are kind of a pain. These metal pieces are kind of a pain because I have an adhesive on one side and it's not evident what side that adhesive is on. The side that you think the adhesive is on, it is not. So when you're building this kit, keep that in mind. They are a little tricky, and they are kind of a pain to keep in place. But other than that, they make the kit, they stand out pretty well when looking at them. This whole torso is pretty phenomenal too, in the fact that I hit my mic, and the fact that you can see here on the side probably that there is this ability for this to move side to side, right? You don't get a full range of motion, but you get a pretty decent amount of motion there. and there goes the cannon. That's fine. This is something that the Master Grade that I built prior did not have. It could not do a side-to-side motion, and it could not spin. This kit can also spin in its torso. I'm risking things falling off because you've got the beam cannons and the rifles on here, but it can spin. And with all the stuff taken off, it can spin side to side. You do get a full range of motion there, but just be warned, when you put these kits on, when you put these together all on here, you don't get that spinning effect. So you're pretty limited in what poses it can do at that point. Now we go down a little further right here at the skirts. These skirts are not what I expected, right? I built the Master Grade, the Master Grade I built originally with, and it looked great, and I was like, okay, these skirts are phenomenal. I did not think that Bandai could outdo themselves and make something stand out any more than they already did with this kit, but they did. And these skirts are, I don't know why it takes a kit this magnitude, of this level, to start putting in this kind of detail. Like, this should be a standard thing for Master. When you think Master Grade, you're thinking, man, Master Grade, right? This thing should be like the best of the best. And, well, I mean, of course, there's Perfect Grade, but for all intents and purposes, there's less of those than there are Master Grade. So these should be like the best of the best. And they should have some of the greatest amount of detail possible. But in most Master Grades, that is not the case. This one, however, good grief, there's tons of detail. And it stands out right here. This tells you, if the rest of the kit doesn't, this tells you the amount of engineering and work they put into this kit to make it stand out and be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And the cool thing is you get a really good range of motion here. They are able to stay the frick out of the way, so you can move these legs as far up as you possibly want. They can do everything. And let's go and move into the legs as right now. These legs are the pinnacle of Gunpla legs. They are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, that falls off sometimes. That's fine. There is, I'm going to take this off too, so we can get some better look here. There we go. These things, these legs are, there are not a lot of words to describe how perfect these are. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, the one thing that the Master Grade that I built originally has over this is that there's that panel separation here at the legs, here at the thigh. You don't have that here. You know what? That's fine. What you do have instead, let's move the wing out of the way, is you have so much attention to detail. So much attention to detail. Look how far back that is able to bend backwards. And then when the knee is fully bent, look how much additional detail you're getting as opposed to what you would see in the original Master Grade. This is by far the best Master Grade kit next to the RX-782 Origin that I've built. This is by far one of the best Master Grade kits I have built to date. And I know that the Master Grade EX is a very special niche case for Master Grade, but this is a testament to what Bandai can do and what they should be doing. Now, as I've said, each one of these pieces is individualized. Every piece is on here. It's one piece, right? So there's this would normally fold into here for the front of the thigh, and then the other would fold in and snap together on these two pieces. That's not the case, and that's what I mean about each individual panel is its own piece. Is that they, like I said, normally this panel would be like part of this, or this would be part of this, and the other side would snap together, right? That's not the case here. You don't get that. You have to put each one of these pieces on individually. And I think the kit is much better for it. And the reason why I say that is the way that this whole kit builds up is dependent on that, right? So when you're building the frame entirely, when you build the frame entirely, the frame is designed to then snap on each one of these pieces individually, and requires that to be the case. And so when you're doing that, you have an option to run the kit half built, fully built, a quarter built, not built at all, just the full frame if you want, right? That's all you get. And I think it's better off for it. I really do. And then you get all this detail in this thing. And before I get into the detail, because I want to, holy crap, do I want to. The feet. These are so much better than the original Master Guard that I built. You get the ability to pivot. You see the physical movement there in the armor. You get to do that physical pivot up and down. Let's bring it up a little bit. Up and down, side to side. And you know the great thing about this? These two pieces are not proprietary. They are not standardized to one leg only. They are, you can mix and match these pieces without having to worry about, does this one fit, does this one fit? The original Master Grade I built did that, and it was irritating. It was hard, it was a pain for the feet. These, no, these work so well. They build up so nicely. It's incredible. It absolutely is. Now, let's get on to some of the things that I was hinting at early on in this video that I think should have some attention drawn to them. Now, as you've noticed here in this kit, you can see the outline of some detail, some greater emphasis of detail. In this kit, on the entire frame is detailed. Wiring, paneling, pieces bit by bit together. You can get hints of it in here to see that. And like right up here in the arms, you could see some of that hinting at that. This kit, if you really, really wanted to, and I'm saying if you really wanted to, and I'm glad Bandai did this, you would be able to customize this with as much paint and as much detail as you want for it to stand out even more, right? Like, you don't only get like, okay, this thing looks great with armor on. Frame wise, this thing looks phenomenal with the frame by itself. And if you were to detail that out and make all the wires different colors and the tubes different colors, and just really went ham with painting this whole thing, I think that this would be the greatest detailed kit that we've probably received from Bandai. You know, outside of doing full build customizations that some people have done for the Gundam World Cup, I mean, that's a different story, right? That's a different topic. But for somebody like Sina's Garage or Sina's Garage or whatever, like if they, or I can't remember the name. I was just watching his videos earlier, but some of these heavy detailers, these heavy custom kits builders, like this would be a dream for them. I think they would be able to do so much with it. It's, oh god, it's so good. There's one nitpick I've got with this kit. It's got a lot of gold, right? Tons of gold. But I think what they could have done is, instead of these frame parts right here being this flat or matte gold, this just like this bland gold, they could have actually done the same they did with the rest of this gold too, is just make it glossy and shiny. I think the kit would have been better for it. It would have helped stay with the consistency. You see in the hands, I got the same thing too. I think consistency wise, the kit would have been better for it had they stuck that direction, or gone with a different color, different metallic color, like here, right here where the neck is. I think they would have been better for it. But ultimately, this kit is dream. It can pose. It looks good. You can customize the crap out of it if you want to. Like there's not a lot wrong with this kit that's worth stating. There's some nitpicks, armor falls off here and there, but what kit doesn't have armor fall off? But for what this kit is, for what you spend on this kit, you are getting your money's worth. You are absolutely getting your money's worth, and then some. So I know I just said there was not a lot of nitpicks. There's one, and I always have this nitpick with every master grid I build. It's these hands. The hands are the absolute worst. These are atrocious. They look fine now. It's because I've left them alone deliberately. In order for these hands to articulate the way that they are currently, you have to take each finger off one by one and then bend them a lot in order for them to get that real smooth action. Otherwise, if you try to do this while these fingers are in place, and you start trying to build these out or bend them and articulate them, each one of them will fall out one by one, and putting them back in is easy, but they continue to fall out after that. It is something that has plagued the master grids that I've built, and it's probably plagued a lot of master grids that Bandai has produced, and I really wish Bandai would take a page out of what they were able to do with their perfect grades and either build these up correctly or stop doing them all entirely. Like, just stop doing this. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all, right? And leave the preform hands in there. Give those as the options, or take a page from your perfect grades, where they seem to work a lot better, and develop it for the master grade and be done with it. That's all. That's really all I ask. Like, I know I'm a small time YouTuber, I know that, but these hands are atrocious. They're the absolute pieces of crap. Do not use these, and I'm not going to ding this kit because of these hands, because Bandai, I seem to think that they have a love relationship with these things. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to ding this kit for bad hands. I'm not going to do that because the rest of the kit is phenomenal. So, at the end of all this, do I recommend this kit? You fucking bet I recommend this kit. This kit is amazing. It is $165 on a good day. So, keep that in mind. That is not an easy pill to swallow for some people. You can get a lot of high grades for that. You can get a couple of master grades for that. So, if you're in the market for buying a master grade EX and you want to spend the price of a low-end perfect grade, be my guest, but I honestly think you're going to get a better build for it. I really do. This thing is phenomenal. I really wish you build this. If you have built it, let me know in the comments what you think of this build and what your thoughts were on the process of building it. And, if you haven't built it, do you plan on getting it? I think you'd love it. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm going to let you have the rest of your day off. I want to thank you for watching this video. I know it was longer than normal, but man, there's a lot to say here. So I'm out again, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all keep building, and have a good one.